Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Bailey Edwards here, and I'm coming you to damn, why I can't talk? What's up guys, and welcome to this video. We're going to be doing something totally different here today. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been my A1 since day one, welcome back. My name is Bailey Edwards, and today we're going to talk about interracial relationships / interracial marriages. For those of you who don't know, and you probably don't know, I am married, and I am married to a white man. So I pretty much wrote out an outline of what I'm going to be talking about today, and so let's get right into the video. So before we jump into this video, I kind of just wanted to give you guys some background. I am from Southern Louisiana, and obviously so is he, and we have been knowing each other since high school. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was how we met. I just mentioned that we had been knowing each other since high school. Actually, Zach kind of slid into my DMs. I think I posted something about Marilyn Monroe. So first I wanted to tell you guys how we met. So I think I posted something on Facebook about Marilyn Monroe because I'm like obsessed with her, and like Dorothy Dandridge, and like Sharon Tate. So I posted something about Marilyn Monroe, and he like said that she was no. He posted something about Marilyn Monroe. He called her a bad name actually, and I was like, I think somebody shared it because we weren't friends. I'd never seen him before. I didn't know him, and I was like, no, you know, she was just a free thinking woman back in her day, okay? And so he sent me a request and then slid in my DMs, and you know, it was up from there. I think, you know what, and I'll never forget this because it was so cute. We were both 17 at the time, and we were actually at rival high schools. I went to Ponchatoula, he went to Hammond, and that's only about 15-20 minutes away from each other, but we were definitely at two different high schools. And I think he said something to the extent of, oh, if I give you my number, will you make my phone ring tonight? Or something corny like that, or cheesy like that. And I am super into cheesy pickup lines, and that comes from my love of A Different World and Dwayne Wayne. So, and then our first time actually like meeting face to face, he saw me at a track meet, and yeah, it was history from there. Actually, I don't really want to get into like, you know, the whole high school dating thing. We're just gonna skip from 17 to 21 up until like he hit me up in college. Okay, so that's when we like officially started dating, when I was 21. I'm like 6 months older than him, so we officially started dating like 5 years later actually. So because we met our senior year in high school, so maybe that had something to do with why we kind of just didn't really ever start dating until my junior year of college actually. So yeah, so then I wanted to talk about our first date was at Texas Day Brazil, and he was so nervous. He didn't eat anything. It was so cute, and he was actually like, I was like, oh my god, is he gonna be late? What, like while picking me up? I was like checking the time. I'm like why is he like, I think he had like 15-20 minutes left, and I'm like, why is he taking so long to pick me up? I was actually a little nervous. I'm like, oh my god, this is high school all over again. But he showed up on time, and that he had actually made reservations for our date, and I had never ever been on a date with anybody that made any reservations whatsoever, so I was kind of impressed by that, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, the whole night he was nervous. I could tell he barely said anything, and I'm like, why is he being so nervous around me? We've been knowing each other for so long. Like, why is he, I don't know, I guess I have that effect on him. Okay, so next I wanted to talk about who met whose parents first. And Zach actually met my parents first. Every year, I'm from Southern Louisiana, I don't know if I mentioned that, and every year my parents when I was younger, used to throw this huge strawberry festival party, and I invited him. Now, I was a ball of nerves because I'm like, oh my god, he's about to be around my all black family members. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I'm a little nervous. Like, this is their first time meeting him, and I'm like freaking out. But I think I actually have a picture of that party, and I will insert it. But it turned out just fine. Like, he was cool. They were cool. Everybody got along just fine with him. He met all my sisters, my mom and my dad. And yeah, it was nice. And that was that April. Zach and I didn't start dating until that June of 2014. And that's when I met his parents. His mom and his stepdad, and his dad and his stepmom. And y'all, we're gonna get into that next. Zach and I officially started dating in June of 2014. Now, to tell you guys about the experience of meeting his side of the family, I also have to throw this in here. Okay, so before this man actually officially asked me to be his girlfriend, he asked me to go on vacation with him to Colorado. His grandparents have a cabin out there, and I'm like, okay, I had never been on vacation with a guy before, obviously, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go. And so I'm meeting his grandparents for the first time. I'm actually like staying with these people. I've never met them before, and I'm a ball of nerves because I didn't know what to expect. They're his grandparents, obviously they're older. I didn't know what they were going to think of me. I didn't know what they were going to think of us. I didn't know what they were going to think of our situation, because technically we were not quote unquote officially dating yet. So I'm like, I'm gonna be out here with these people. I think we stayed for a week, and I didn't know what to expect. Long story short, I love his grandparents. They are the sweetest people in the world. They were so kind to me. I didn't feel out of place at all. And for anybody entering an interracial relationship, no matter what anyone says, it is imperative that you feel comfortable around that person's family, because they love their family just like you love your family. And if you don't feel comfortable or you don't feel welcomed by that family member, I know for me that would just be a deal breaker. So yeah, my memory card got full, but I took care of that. So I was talking about meeting his grandparents in Colorado in June of 2014. And so yeah, he took me all the way to Colorado. We ate at All Reds, which is like this really prestigious restaurant in Mountain Village in Colorado. By the way, you guys should check it out if you're ever there. And coming down on the gondola, the sun is setting. It is beautiful out. The whole town is lit up, and he asked me to be his girlfriend. Now, mind you, this man tried to propose to me in Zales, so he went all out for this, asking me to be his girlfriend part. But we'll get to my marriage proposal in just a minute. So anyway, meeting his grandparents was awesome. I love his grandparents still to this day. They are awesome people. They are, I don't know, I love his family. Okay, so meeting his mom, oh my gosh, she's so sweet. Is that a mosquito? Oh Jesus. His mom is such a sweet person. So it's his stepdad, his stepmom, his dad. They're all like really such good people. But once again, I did not know what to expect when I met them. I married into a very political affiliated family, I should mention. So that was also like a big deal for me, because I'm like, am I gonna have like a magnifying glass on me? Am I gonna have to be a certain way? Am I gonna have to act a certain way? And it's just like, if I felt like if I couldn't be myself, then that was something that I wasn't willing to do. And as you guys can see, well, I hope anyway, I am 100% myself all the time. Well, for the most part anyway. Unless I got a code switch, that's different. Okay, so that was in 2014. We started dating June 14th, 2014. We actually moved in together in 2015, so a year after that. And mind you that I did meet Zach and was in the process of like dating Zach in 2010, in November of 2010. So this, it's not like I had just met him. It's not like some random strange man moved into my apartment. Like, I knew him. We had been on and off for a very long time, more off than on. And I think that had a lot to do with the fact that we're both from southern Louisiana. It was just a lot of things that needed to be talked about before we entered into a relationship. Okay, so my wedding proposal. Zach and I got engaged December 13th of 2018, and my dad passed away 3 days after that. At the time, my dad was in hospice care, and we were going to do a very, very small ceremony at the hospital that my dad was in, because I just really, 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 really wanted my dad to be able to give me away. Obviously, that didn't happen. I was trying to put something together in like 3 days, and I think the day before we were supposed to, actually my dad actually passed away on the day we were supposed to get married. He passed away December 16th. We got engaged December 13th. So in a way, my dad kind of was like, nah, you're gonna have that dream wedding you always wanted. And I did have that dream wedding. We spared no expense on our wedding. My mom, both sets of his parents, his grandparents, everybody helped out. Everybody made it a very, very special moment for us both. And I may have went a little all out because I was trying to overcompensate for the fact that I wasn't gonna have my father there. And I did have my dad's brother there, my uncle, and he gave me away, and I still had a beautiful, beautiful wedding, and it was everything that I ever wanted. I had the perfect dress, the perfect venue, like it was everything. And
when she was younger, she used to design these weddings and these binders. You still have those binders? She used to work on it every night, though, y'all. Like every night. And tonight, sister, I know this wedding was your dream, and it has came tonight. And I wish you and Zach the best, and I love you guys.
She is.
it wasn't awkward at all, because once again, we were gonna have this huge interracial wedding. There were 200 to 225 guests. Obviously, half of those guests are going to be black and the other half is going to be white. And I'm like, oh my god, they're going to have to sit on different sides of the aisle. Like what if people are just standing over here and people are standing over there and nobody's talking? What if like only white people talk to white people and only black people talk to black people? It is going to look so awkward. I was freaking out. Like I was just like, I was nervous, and I don't even know why I was nervous. I will definitely insert some pictures from our reception. Everybody had a ball. If you are an interracial couple and you're nervous about getting married because your entire family is going to be together in one room, definitely make sure you guys have an open bar. You need it. days ago, but the mask would not fit around my face or my braids, so it was like filling up with salt water, and I thought I was like drowning in like 20 feet of water. So you guys can imagine the kind of panic attack I had out there. So I won't be doing any snorkeling. And yeah, that's basically, I didn't know what to expect at an interracial wedding. Like what will they expect? What kind of music will I play? Like what type of traditions does he have? What type of traditions do I have? And can we put those traditions together? Now, my husband is not a confirmed Catholic, but he is technically a Catholic. I am a non-denominational type person. We both do these days, attend a non-denominational church. So I had these, sorry about that. I had these ideals that I wanted to incorporate, and I did not, no offense to Catholic people, I did not want a Catholic wedding. So, and he was totally okay with that. So that's definitely something that you guys should discuss, especially when you're talking about raising kids and rearing kids. You definitely need to talk about what religion you want those kids to have, how you guys want to bring those kids up. Okay, so you're down the list to number 7. Our own issues with racism. Zach and I got married March 6th, 2020, so not that long ago. Literally 5 days, like a week before COVID was declared a national emergency. And what I can say about, I'm pretty sure many interracial couples experience this, like going places, going out to eat, going to the grocery store. My biggest pet peeve is like going out to eat and they ask me, is a check separate or together? Like, ma'am, we're together. We're together. Or we're going to the grocery store and we're grocery shopping together, and then we get all these weird stares from people, and they immediately look down to our left hands and they're like, oh. It's like a shock wave across their face, like, oh my god, they're married? Like, what? That is annoying. That is so annoying. Let's see. Okay, this is not it. Okay, this one. And like I just said, people may not believe you're together when clearly you're together. Like, y'all are together. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to a bar with my husband and like some random guys trying to hit on me, and it's like, wow, do you not see that I'm married? And then you like tell them, hey, I'm married, and they're like, can clearly be there with my husband, but you know, whatever. And my biggest pet peeve as a black woman married to a white man, I've been called all types of nasty names. My favorite has to be a bed wench. If you date a white man, some will definitely question your black card. Like, how black are you? Are you still yourself? Are you changing as a person? It's obnoxious. It's ridiculous. Like, I have people ask me, like, do you wear your hair like that? Like, excuse me, do you mean the hair that grows out of my head? Not this hair. I'm talking about my 4C hair, my afro. Yes, I wear my afro around my husband. Why would I not wear my hair around my husband? Or like, or when I comment on a black issue, or I try to chime in on a black issue, I'm obviously black, I can obviously relate, and people automatically try to shut me down because of who I'm married to. I don't understand it. What is really interesting to me, and I did put this down on my paper, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading from this. I just told you guys about how my black card is always into question, and that's mostly with black people. And I find it quite funny. Okay, so it's interesting that when it's a black man who dates outside of his race, his blackness is rarely questioned. And when a black woman, they're just like, it's a scarlet letter. I got a letter A on my forehead because it's like, oh, she's a Bedouin, she's this, she's that, like, or I have some type of self-hate issue or something like that. Is crazy. Also, my own issues with racism. Our issues anyway. My husband is really good at just ignoring things, but if you like stare a hole through me, I'm going to stare back. If I'm gonna be uncomfortable, we are both going to be uncomfortable, okay? I mentioned earlier how I was married into a political family, basically. And it's like the second that I married him, the second that I acquired this last name, there was a target on my back. We were off on vacation and we were in Belize for our honeymoon, and we had Wi-Fi at the hotel, but I didn't really stay on my phone because I'm a newlywed. I'm trying to enjoy my husband. I'm on this vacation. We're trying to enjoy ourselves, right? So I'm getting all these notifications, this, that, and the other. I finally decided to check my phone. I am plastered all over Facebook. From my wedding photos, like people stealing my wedding photos and my rehearsal dinner photos off of my page and like posting me like everywhere. And it's like, these are not people that are excited for us or that are happy about the fact that we got married. These are people that are like, oh, look whose son married a black woman. That was new to me because I'm still not used to that type of scrutiny. I still don't really know how to quite deal with that, especially because, you know, I attend all these political events with him as well. Okay, so we're going to talk about, okay, so when I first started dating him, we both come from big families, and then I was kind of stuck on the fact that, did I want to be the only black woman again? I went to a predominantly white high school. I joined a predominantly white sorority. By the way, I love my sorority sisters. Chi Sigma till I die. But I was like, am I gonna do this again? It's exhausting. And honestly, I can say that I don't like being in places that make me feel my blackness. I don't know how I can explain that. I don't like being in a room full of people that are going to keep reminding me that I'm black like I don't know. And I've not experienced that at all whatsoever around his family at all. I don't know about you guys, but that makes me super uncomfortable. Like, to ask me where I got my hair from. Or for somebody to like come up with you and give a comment like, hey, look, it's summertime. My skin is just as dark as yours. Like, no, it's not. No black person wants to hear that. Like, okay, you think that would be common sense, but you know. And if you're like considering being into an interracial relationship, and if you are gonna enter into an interracial marriage, that is, I encourage everyone to date who they want to date. But if you're going to enter into an interracial marriage, that is completely different. You guys are going to want to talk about how you're going to raise your children. Zach and I are from two completely different worlds, okay? So we have already discussed how we want to rear our children, what religion we want those children to have, what schools we want those children to attend, and things like that. And if you are a black woman and you are dating a white man, there are a few things that you're going to want to ask yourself. Do they understand their privilege? I know this is a touchy subject and nobody wants to talk about privilege, but it does exist. And if you are dating the most privileged of them all, you're definitely going to want him to understand his privilege. So what I mean by that is Zach supports me fully as a black woman. I am completely myself. He does not support policies or politics that would be against black people or black women and things like that, because that's another thing. Yeah, you guys are gonna want to agree politically as well, okay? Does their family accept me? And I just said this. People are always like, oh, I don't care. if their family don't like me, this, that, and the other. I care. I care. Because like I said, family is everything to me. I want my children to know all of their grandparents, all of them. So that was important to me, and I want them to be loved just like a full white child would be loved, you know. So that was super, super important to me as well, and we won't have any problems with that whatsoever. Are their friends racially considerate? This is another big one. This man is going to be around your friends, and you're going to be around his. Are they racially considerate? Do they have one of those friends that think it's okay to say the N-word in a rap song? That may not bother some of you, but I don't use that type of language, so that would bother me. You definitely need to make sure that if you're going to be around these people's friends, that you guys are going to be on the same page, and that he is going to defend you. Your partner is supposed to defend you, stand by you. Okay, and this is a big one. Am I being fetishized? Fetishes. Am I his fetish? I was just reading up on this today as I was doing some research to be able to come and talk to you guys about this from my own personal experience and also some facts. I also read today that Asian women are more fetishized than black women, and black women are a close second, and then it's Latina women. Am I being fetishized? And what I mean by that is he only dating me because I'm black and he wants to know what it's like to date a black woman? It's okay to be curious, but is he only into me for those reasons? I can go in about how being fetishized and having these fetishes will definitely affect you guys in the long run, especially if you have children. Okay. So I didn't want to make this video super long. But I can talk for hours if you guys let me. I can talk for forever. Okay, so I wanted to talk about some challenges that you guys may face in an interracial marriage. Open hostility and intimidation, negative stereotyping. Definitely some negative stereotyping. Derogatory comments in public, stares, insults, whispers. Oh, those are my favorite. I love when the really, really old people start whispering when we walk past them at the coffee shop. A sense of isolation, rejection from family, loss of contact with friends and family that disapprove. That happens. It can be very romantic and exciting at first, especially like dating someone from a different race than you and obviously brought up different than you. You guys are completely on different sides of the tracks. You need to be prepared for the issues that your marriage may face. Get myself comfortable. I didn't want to make this video that long, so the last thing that I wanted to discuss is some of the best advice that I can give you guys as far as adjusting culture, traditions, religions, and trying to merge that all together as an interracial couple in a marriage. You need to communicate. That is number one. With all these things going on right now, with all these things that are always going on right now, you know, me and my husband always openly communicate and we talk about it. You need to educate your companion on your culture and traditions, especially on things that are meaningful to you and your family. Definitely educate them on your culture and your traditions. My husband just celebrated his 27th birthday. We did together COVID-19 style, just us two. And one of the traditions is in my family is the red velvet cakes. For birthdays. I don't know, it's just a thing, and we've always done that. And since we couldn't go out or do anything like that, I kind of just merged that tradition with him, and he kind of knew what that was. Research each other's histories and traditions. Try to learn as much as you can to gain understanding. Also, Zach's mom doesn't cook on Sundays, and that is the only time that you are guaranteed a meal at my mom's house. She may sporadically cook throughout the week, but Sundays after church are really big in the Turner household, so my mom always cooks after church. We don't really have this issue, but if it's another language is spoken, we both speak English, so we don't have that issue. You guys are gonna want to actually know how to communicate with each other if that's the issue. Hair. Oh my god, this is so freaking important. My husband knows how to cut out a sew-in, he knows how to help me detangle my hair, and he knows how to do twists. Educate your partner about it. Everyone's hair, no matter the race, requires care, but people are especially fascinated with black hair, and so is he. Food is a big in all cultures. Explain the food culture to your companion. For example, Zach's been eating quote unquote a lot of soul food. My mom cooks for us about once or twice a week, and she sends enough for us to have. If my aunt is cooking, she'll send enough for us to have. There's a lot of ham hocks and pork chops and all types of different things. He did, however, he did not enjoy chitlins. Kids, you definitely want to give your kids a sense of identity, because you're definitely going to want to explain both cultures to your children. Our children will obviously be mixed, so we will definitely be explaining my black side and his white side. I am 67% Nigerian, so I want to incorporate that into our children as well. Last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with is to understand that not everyone will be open-minded to interracial relationships. That is their problem, not yours. I've had nasty negative comments from both sides, from white people and black people and anybody else that has an issue with it, and that's just their problem. You know, I love who I love, he loves who he loves, and we're happy, and that's all that matters. So I know this video was requested, so I really hope it helps. If I would have went into detail about every single point, I would have been sitting here talking for hours and hours at a time. I know specifically that people were asking me what it was like to meet his family, and after I chugged about 1 or 2 glasses of wine, I was perfectly okay. And I can go and chill at Zach's mom and stepdad's house without him. I've done that before. I've attended parties without him on his family side. So yeah, it would be your own comfort level, and I'm super comfortable with his family, both sides, his mom and his stepdad and his dad and his stepmom. I'm very comfortable with them. I love all his brothers. He comes from a big family like I do, so that was just a big how can I put this? That was just the icing on the cake, because now I got this huge happy blended family kind of thing. So with that being said, please leave all your comments, all your questions in the comments below. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. I do not mind answering them at all. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and please join me here again for another video. I try to post like 2 times a week. Last week I didn't post at all. I had a lot going on. The 2 videos that I did film to post, I hated them. That happens sometimes. So join me here every week. I post 2 videos a week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.